the old days, people will study it and write it down, say like this, like this, like this. For our times, not necessary to study that, rather to study yourself. Our Shaykh is saying, in this way they're saying, the Nafs has hundreds and thousands of tricks and traps. It is not necessary to put yourself in conditions that is going to pull that so much, just in your own daily conditions. Going to work, coming back, family, friends, this, where you are, your life. If you're looking at it properly, you'll be able to discover, oh, how my nafs is, how it changes according to a person, how it changes according to a situation. It has tricks and it has traps. You come to a certain point where you are understanding that and you're taking control a little bit. Now you're saying, now I need more. That is the time you're going to spend in these gatherings a little bit more. You need more. You're going to spend more time at the Dergahı, where things become more than condensed, concentrated. You come into like a pressure cooker kind of situation. You cook more, faster. Arrogance, stubbornness, envy, and what? Huh? Pride, arrogance, anger. Take anger. Who is not angry these days? Right? Anger comes in so many forms also. Doesn't mean someone who is screaming is angry. This is a childish way. If the child is at the window, is about to fall off, and you scream, you say, get away from there. You're not angry, you're trying to save that child. You understand? But the people who have no understanding saying, why is he so angry? Why not just say nicely? Come down. Because there's no time. He's about to fall off. It comes in so many different disguises now. You have to understand yourself. How sincere are you? How sincere are we? We're saying we're not angry. We're saying we're not stubborn. But in this situation, oh, how angry I am. Person is screaming, saying, why are you angry? I'm not angry. I'm very calm. They're so nice and they're keeping, but they're not understanding. The whole thing in tariqat, also in our way, is that all this is inside of us. The Shaykh is going to take it out. You have to take it out. You have to see. What some people, they say demons inside of you. You have to take it, because it is there. They have to take it out. You have to know what it is. You understand it yourself a little bit better, and you're going to control it a little bit more. They're going to tell you, do this, this, and this. You listen, you'll be able to have control over that. They must take it out. If they don't take it out, it's going to be inside of you. One day it's going to turn to become cancer. A spiritual cancer. Everybody knows you're off, but you don't know. You understand? That's why it is important to have the guide. With the guide, then he's going to say, be careful of this, be careful of that. Then he's going to say, you cannot do this so much. Then try to do this. In this area, you're very weak. We know that. As for forgiveness, maybe it's going to take some years for it to get rid of. But then concentrate on this other thing. Because now the ego is going to say, you cannot do it, so leave it. That's okay. Or what can I do? Or you give up. But no, Allah is saying, our Shaykh saying to everyone, you do something wrong, run to do something right. The whole idea is to try to fix it. And the ego is going to say, you do something wrong, who cares, number one. Or you do something wrong, well, even if you ask, nothing is going to change. Always very negative, always very dark, always pulling you away from the mercy and the understanding of Allah. This is fighting now. Now, the sickness you're seeing, you have to fight that sickness. This is what's making this tariqat al-aliyah to be the highest tariqat, because you have to keep fighting. It is very active. It is not just, oh, I have a shaykh, he'll pray for me, that's it, it's finished. I can do whatever I want, my shaykh is going to pray for me. No. Which Sahabi behaved that way? Tell me. None. They were all running, fighting. They were able to fight against their ego and against their shaitan, and they became the highest ones after the prophets, Sahabis. And they were fighting also against unbelievers, against inside and outside. They were fighting continuously. Now, this way, as much as you're fighting, you will win. If you don't fight, you will lose. You are on the winning side. You are on the strong side. But you don't fight, you will lose. So many of you, you've gone through war. Huh? Even if your side is 10 times bigger than that, it is still you. You understand? If you are not going to fight, you will lose. You are coming from a weak point of view, but you fight. And you fight like 10 men, like 100 men. Because now the value of your life and what you believe in is very, very strong. If it's dunya, dunya is not strong. You understand? People who fight for the value of the dunya is garbage. But you're fighting for something else, you're fighting for Allah, it becomes very strong now. Now that time you'll fight with the strength of 100 men. That time Allah will support you with the power of the angels. That time you are not using your ego. Allah is saying, what? You throw, but it is not you who is throwing, it is Allah who is throwing. You fight because now you're able to understand what is your ego, and you're going to put that aside. You're going to say, this is not coming from haqq. So the nafs, it comes in so many different forms.
Is it the same for ego?
Yes, we may say. We're putting it simple like that. The nafs and the ego, yes. I'm not going to get so say ego, what is eid, what is spirit, what is ruh, and all these kind of things, because people get caught up with technicalities also, but we're going to use simple language like that. Yes, the nafs and the ego, we may say for our purpose, same. Understand?
Lots of parts to it.
Huh?
There are lots of parts to it.
There is a lot of parts to it. We passed Ramadan. Ramadan is all about fighting our ego. But fighting the lowest part of our ego that everybody can do. Everybody can fast, right? Whether they fast or they're not is something else, but everybody can fast. Now, even in the Western world, now they're very big with fasting, intermittent fasting, this fasting, that fasting. They say it's very good. Everybody can do it. We've been doing it for 1400 years. But the fasting now, it is the lowest form of fighting. It's just fighting against eating and drinking. Correct? And it's not fighting 24 hours, 48 hours, 30 days straight. It's just the daylight hours. The daylight hours when the body is active and it wants to do things. It says the time that you want to do things, that you want to eat, you want to drink, don't do. The time when you are supposed to calm down, that's the time that you're going to eat and you're going to drink. But that is only one part, because that time is more blessed for you to be worshipping. Correct? So now, fasting, it is for us to understand our ego and to fight against the ego. But eating and drinking, your appetite, your relations, that is still the lowest form of your ego. Like what the awliya Allah and the alims in the old days, they say, fasting, that to stay away from food and drink is only the fasting of animals. Now you have to fast your eyes. You must look at things that are pleasing to Allah. Things that are not pleasing to Allah, don't see. Now you're getting deeper into the meaning of what fasting is, deeper into the meaning of what fighting against the ego is. You understand? Fast of your ears. You're going to listen to things that's only pleasing to Allah and His Prophet. Fasting of the tongue. Then more and more you're going to say, what about the heart? I'm going to guard the heart now. I'm not going to let it to open and every kind of dirtiness now to come. If it comes in, I'm going to throw it out. You understand now? So there are many levels of that now. You're going to ask. Simple question is this for the sake of Allah or not? I'm doing this. Is this for the sake of Allah? Is Allah going to be pleased with this? Or is my ego going to be pleased with it? A simple question. You cannot do it every time, every day without the supervision of a Shaykh now. Because people will get off also. Then they're going to say, I'm not going to go to work. Why? Because it's for my ego. No. You have to pay your bills. You have to take care of your family now. Now you're using that just to be lazy. This is the other thing of how the ego is very tricky. Moves here and there. So yes, there are many levels now. As much as you want to learn, then you become more stronger because you're fighting. You become more intelligent because now you know the tricks and the traps of your ego. And the ego is always very predictable. Same thing, cycle, over and over again. Maybe when you're 20 years old, you don't understand it's a cycle. But you change when you're 30 years old. By the time you reach 40, you understand it's just a game. Correct or no? You play to yourself, it's just a game. Other people play to you, it's just a game. Now you understand, oh, okay, it's like this. So now I must come out from the cycle. They say I have to break the wheel. I have to come out from the cycle. Then I have to say where the cycle begins, over here, I have to stop it. If you want to stop it over there, it's too late. You have to stop it from over here. Now you become more smart. You understand this is understanding your ego. Simple thing. You have argument with people. Wife, husband, friends. Always argue. Usually it's always the same thing. Usually what you argue about is only the outside reason. There's a deeper reason than that you're not talking about, you don't know how to fix. But you know it's going to reach like this. It's going to start like this. And you know, if I say this word, it's going to happen like this. If I don't say this word, it's going to happen like this. If she says like this, you know this. You're playing this game. You're playing this dance. Now the one who is fighting, he is strong. And he says, I'm not going to get sucked into this. I'm not going to. Then that time you'll find ways to pull yourself out from that. Once that is broken, Shaitan's power over you is broken too. You become much stronger. Then you're going to try to find a way now to fix the problem instead of just being caught up. But people are caught up. It all comes down to your will again. Do you want to change or you don't want to change? Dealing with the ego like that, it becomes an addiction also. You're addicted to it. Most people, they're addicted to it. First step to break that addiction is what? Therapy? No. To give you medication? No. First step is what? Cold turkey. Cold turkey. Isn't it? You're so addicted, they say no, now you have to stop it completely. Cold turkey. Because you come so far. All the pain that you felt, your body is feeling all this pain. You come out from that. You understand that all that pain and all that suffering is not real. You say, just give me some, if not, I'm going to die. Correct or no? It feels very real to the person. But is it real? No. Now that addiction can be to money, to yourself. Some people, they think so highly of themselves. To man, to woman. Take your pick. If you want to change, help will come to you. But that time, it's still up to you. There's no forcing. There's no compulsion in religion. You follow, you follow. You don't follow, you say you're going to learn the easy way or the hard way. Right? Easy way or hard way. But everyone is going to learn. No one gets away scot-free. You don't want to learn in this world. You will learn in the grave. They will teach you well that time. That time you cannot escape. Now you can escape a little bit. But those who are looking for the way of tasawwuf, they're going to fix themselves before that time. Because now, no matter how weak we are, we make one effort, it is as if we make 1,000. You enter into that grave now, there's no way that you can try. You tried to fix yourself, they said no, now we're going to fix you. It is real. May Allah make us to understand more and to give us the strength, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. Any other question? Inshallah. Time entered for Isha. We call Izan. We pray Isha, inshallah. New York and everywhere else. Pray your prayers. I will see you soon. Fatiha. Amin. Salam alaikum.